name is Back, and you are Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. And we are up to way 38 of the 48 Ways of Wisdom. We are rounding a corner. We're heading to the final 10. The final 10. I guess it's starting tomorrow. The 48 Ways of Wisdom. What are the 48 Ways of Wisdom? 48 ways, attitudes in life that will make you freaking awesome. And that's really what I want you to be. I want you to be awesome. I figure if you're awesome, then you'll be nice to me. So okay, if we're all awesome, we're all going to be awesome to each other, and the world's going to be a much better place. That's really my bottom line point of view. This is from a codification of Jewish law from 2,000 years ago, called the Mishnah. It's like a little bit of it. It's not the whole thing. It's a teeny tiny bit. This was taken by Rabbi Noach Weinberg, or blessed memory, my rabbi from Asia Torah. A College of Jewish Studies, I think they call it in England. This rabbinical ceremony that I attended. It was developed by him, and it was like one of his go-to things. This was one of his, this is one of his signature bits that would, I think just help a lot of people incredibly. So fine. And we learned these, we studied these in this period of time called the Omer, which is a time full of much spiritual power and potential, so we want to try and use that potential. So we do a way a day. That's basically the idea. Do a way a day through that period. And we're up to way 38. Responsible decision making, I think is what they call it. Responsible decisions. I'll think of a different title. Responsible is actually not a bad title for it. Before we get into it, can you hit the like button? That'd be great. Could you comment? Comment is fan-freaking-tastic. I like a bit of comments. So yeah, like, share, subscribe. Subscribe is fantastic. Comment. Go check out my Indiegogo. Ending soon. 2 awesome graphic novels. So listen, if you're a theologically friendly chap, you'll probably like this one. It's called Biblical Bible Stories for Atheist, Creationists, Irrationalists, and Roads. And much like the 48 Ways of Wisdom, you don't need to have any theological worldview. It's pretty much accessible to anyone. It's better if you believe in God. You can do it more effectively if you believe in God. But anybody can access the 48 Ways of Wisdom. This is a very biblically accurate story, going from all different parts of the Bible, pulling it together. But I hope with no preaching or polemics. I really don't like that much. So there's that. And then we have The Imperium, a love letter to telefantasy of the 1960s, which is something I just absolutely adore. So go ahead, check it out. That'd be fantastic. So let's look at this way to wisdom. This way to wisdom, responsible decision making. In Hebrew, it is Eino Semech B'Ha'ara. So do not take pleasure, do not take joy in making decisions. So what's going on with this? Why should you not take joy in making decisions? I'm going to say the first reason is this, because making decisions is an inherently powerful thing to do. That you have the control to do, go left or right, or make it. It's an expression of one's personal power. And I think the root of every evil, of every single evil in the world, is a misuse, no matter how minuscule, a misuse of one's power, of one's personal power. So do not take pleasure in making decisions, because you're taking pleasure in your personal. And if you take pleasure in it, because it's quite pleasurable, right? It's pleasurable to feel big, If you take pleasure in it, you're gonna end up wanting to chase it, and it's gonna end up controlling your life, and you're gonna fall into the trap of being a reasonably abusive person. That's I think that is the first part. But secondly, it's all about the mechanics of making decisions. Before you make a decision, you should really kind of work out what you think about and like what you believe in life. I think that's actually really kind of important, right? I think it's really I think it's important to know what you think about important things. So listen, a great example of that is, if somebody says, are you scared of going to hell? Right? Are you scared of going to hell for doing this? And people like, nah, what's the difference? I'll go to hell. Doesn't really bother me. And then say, well, would you want to spend a night in downtown Beirut, or like Fallujah, or some Taliban how about the Taliban controlled bit of Syria? Would you like to spend the night there? No, thank you. No, hell is probably worse. So what's the difference, right? That one person, the person who says, I don't really might not go to hell, doesn't believe hell exists, or doesn't really not that he doesn't believe hell exists. He hasn't considered if it does exist. He hasn't considered if there is a consequence to his action, right? But they know there would be a consequence. There will be quite a severe consequence to spending a night in Taliban in a Taliban controlled bit of Syria, if there is indeed Taliban control bit of Syria. So, like, for me, decision making is quite easy because I have an idea of what my life is and what of who I want to be, and my basic bottom line decision making process for everything, for absolutely everything, is what does God want me to do, right? What is my next step in serving God? And so for me, if I have that as my core thing, like I can apply that to literally anything. Like, let's say somebody is rude to me, right? Now I think about, what would be beautiful in God's eyes, right? Would it be beautiful in God's eyes to swat that guy down and like crush them into oblivion, like in your normal social media type way, or would it be beautiful in God's eyes to show forgiveness and love? Now, sometimes that's not beautiful. If somebody has been done something terrible, right, and you treat them like they haven't, I don't think you're doing anything good for someone, right? I don't think you're helping them in any way. But again, from me having that cornerstone of like, what does God want, right? So I mean, again, it doesn't matter if you believe in God or what. I mean, you just got to work out what you want to be. What is that type of person that you want to be? And you can filter every freaking decision through that. So is this something that the type of person you would do, So the other thing about taking decisions that you need to like really think about is that people are very, very scared of making decisions. People are very scared. Like, listen, if a friend comes to you and says, listen, I got to decide, am I going to have heart surgery? Can you advise me on if I should have very dangerous open heart surgery? You'll go, could you ask somebody else? Do you have any other friends? Why are you asking me? Why is it being dumped on me? Why? Because the consequences are heavy, right? And I think that's really what you want to apply to your decision making in general. Try that again. For me, I believe in God, so I think pretty much everything either takes you closer to God or further away, and I think there's going to be consequences for every decision. At the end of this life, I genuinely do. What you believe is what you believe, right? But I mean I have a cognitive understanding of my basic core values drives my decision making, which is, I think, the basic fundamental point of this. Let's have a quick look at the bullet points I put here. Living means growing. If you don't make decisions, you won't grow. Yeah, listen, people are paralyzed from making decisions because they're scared of making the wrong one. You can't. No, listen, again, you just got to. You can't be scared and you can't rush into it. You need to take decisions seriously, but you shouldn't become trapped by them, crushed by them. The most important decision maker is, what am I living for? I do agree. Once you work that out, that's the turnkey for every decision. Making decisions makes your life real, right? Actualizing your ability, your personal power. That is what makes your life real. The more informed you are, the better your decisions will be. Do you want to spend your night, a night in Fallujah? No, thank you. Do you want to spend your night in hell? I don't mind. Evaluate fairly. This is a big one. Not based on prejudice, and that's, you got to try and take a step back. Be a judge, not a lawyer. To live rationally and meaningfully, be willing to admit when you don't know. This is a real cornerstone part of this as well, because people hate to admit, even to themselves, they don't know, right? Yeah, people will say, somebody will if you're ever in Israel, right? If you're in Israel, nobody will ever admit they don't know the way somewhere. Nobody will ever admit they don't know the direction you should go in, right? If you ask somebody directions, everyone will give you directions. It doesn't matter if they're right or wrong, because they can't admit they're wrong. It's just something in the society they just cannot do. do it. Be able to admit, say when you don't know, because it's a fundamental thing that holds us back in life. Only you can determine your path in life, right? Anytime you want to change, it's up to you. That is 100% true. You have complete control over the direction that you are pointing your life in. You don't have any control if your life's going to go in that direction, but you have complete control if you're going to point your life in that direction. So I just say make that decision wisely. Make that decision consciously rather than unconsciously, which is what I think we all mainly do. Fine, let's come back tomorrow. Well, can I ask you to come back? I'll say let's come back tomorrow, but come back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow to find out what way 39 is of the 48 ways to wisdom. My name's Wheeler Beck, and you are Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.